everybody? Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Starting off the week with some new inventory. I got through the mail and I was just kind of going through nothing crazy. I don't know if I was going to do a video of just revealing it or anything. It wasn't anything crazy. It's just kind of a lot of inserts, parallels, things like that. So if this is your first time here, welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. But I do want to talk about sourcing and lots a little bit. I had some questions over the last couple of weeks. People had some questions about my sourcing and stuff like that, and when to buy lots, how do I find lots and stuff. So I think I did a small video about my sourcing and everything. So if you guys are wondering how I purchase my lots, just a quick recap of that is that I go to shows, and when I go to shows, I network with dealers. So then whenever they're looking to move, bigger mid lots or lower end lots or parallels, things like that, I try to get in touch with them and contact with them if they have anything they're looking to move. Facebook group, Facebook Marketplace is also a good spot. And then once you start networking, you have a good reputation of a good buyer. And then you get their feedback in regards to them selling lots and stuff, so you can work on that. So those are the ways I usually work in my sourcing currently. Going to shows, networking, talking to people, and then Facebook, social media, Instagram, all those locations, even like on Whatnot, I've met some people through that too in regards to sourcing. So many different avenues. I would just recommend you guys start talking to people, networking, and then just kind of finding your niche. And then once you start networking, keep in touch with them. I have several people in, I guess you can say my mini black book that I source through and regularly, monthly, I would definitely say, and just kind of see what stuff they have. So that's how I source, just kind of answer some of these questions that had that question. And then over this weekend, what I actually really learned was it's okay to say no, guys. Even if the value is there, the lot is worth it, or the cards are worth it, you have to find out if it fits your situation. I think that's the biggest thing that I learned. I don't know, everybody's different, obviously, but I just wanted to kind of convey this with you guys, is that my current situation is, the time allowed it to list cards and stuff, and ship stuff, and then price stuff, source stuff. So over this weekend, I had an opportunity to purchase a little bit over, actually it was probably way over 500,000 card lot. The cards, the collection that I had an opportunity to purchase was big enough to fit a small room. The price was very fair. Actually, it was beyond fair, and I didn't pull the trigger. I gave him a number where I thought I would have to be. Number one is to make profit. Number two, because it was going to take me a lot of time. So this was more of a mixture of mid to low end to junk wax stuff. Okay. So I would say you have to know your situation. I knew if I were to purchase this lot, I would probably be set for the next year or 2 years, honestly, of low end stuff. I would never have to buy low end stuff again, because I would have to spend my entire time sorting through what I'm going to list, what's completely trash, what is not. Because if you guys have never seen a collection of it was probably close to 700,000 cards, honestly. But the guy posted it was a little bit over 500,000. However, go look at it if you guys want to see. It's that big of a collection, and I knew, like I just said, it was going to take me a very, very long time to go through all the low ends, all the junk wax stuff, and by wasting, I wouldn't say wasting my time, but using my time to do that, and then listing them, I had to, I wouldn't say I lowballed him, but I had to give him a pretty low number, because your time is money, guys. A lot of people who don't understand, if you're just getting to the hobby, or people who are buying cards and stuff, they're just like, well, it only costs this much or whatever. But my time to sort it, to ship it, to package, to list it, to source it, all that stuff you have to add, even if it's one card. You have to somewhat break it down, and you have to understand it takes time and money if you touch that card to kind of go through. Time, guys. That's the crucial thing. So even he gave me a great number for that lot, we didn't make a deal, and it was okay to walk away from that. So I want you guys to at least to understand where I was coming from, that what I learned is that I felt good and bad in both ways. I was like, man, bad because I was like, that was such a great deal. I'd probably be set for the next year or two, and all my low stuff, I'll never to buy low end stuff again. But the good thing is that I wouldn't have to spend so much time on that specific just low end card. So it was a pro and con for sure. But I realized that you have to find your niche and where you want to spend the most of your time. And I felt like that would have been, I wouldn't say a complete waste of my time, but it would have used a lot of my time, asset. Time is an asset. So, running the small business and by doing just small low end stuff, I would be really focused on the stuff, trying to move stuff. And this is the crazy thing. I knew instantly about 85 to 90% of the stuff would not move probably within the first, couple months, if that. Because like I just said, is really niche, really low end stuff. And some of the stuff like 80, 90% would move. Now the 10% that would move, this is the thing. I calculated in my head that 5 to 10%, whatever the case may be, that I knew was going to move probably within the first, hopefully several months. Was it going to cover my initial payment for the entire lot? And that's how I came up with the number. So if you're wondering how I come up with my number, that's usually how I work it. That's how I come up with my number of what to give a specific lot. So let's just say, like I said, this whole lot, let's throw out number wise. Let's say this whole lot, the guy was looking to sell it for $6,000. Okay. I was, of those 10% cards that I believe going through this lot, I spent about an hour just kind of see what I could find. 10% of it, if I could sell for, let's say I was going to throw a number at $5,000 to him, right? So you're talking about, whatever per card. I had to make sure that first 10% of the cards, the first, let's say, 100,000 cards or not even that. Let's just say the first 10 to 20,000 cards I think I can sell. Can I recoup that initial investment of $5,000? That's what I was looking at, and that's the number I throw, because everything else I felt like is gravy. So it's icing on the cake. So everything else, all the low end stuff, or just any other stuff that I didn't think was going to move, but still moves, that's just the icing on the cake. So you want to recuperate as much as how much I initially put out. So that's how I calculate it. Others tell me if you guys do it a little bit different, but that's kind of how I worked on it. Now, I was okay with it. I literally woke up this morning. I was like, you know what? It was okay. I didn't get that lot. I wanted it. It was well worth the money. I would have ended up making money, but the amount of work that I would have, constitute and put into that, I felt like my time could have been better used for other things. More of the mid stuff, and I wouldn't have to spend so much time on all the low end stuff with that lot. So it would have been a great lot if I actually had a physical store. So that's the difference. And that's why I said, know your situation. If I actually had a storefront, I literally could put some of those boxes right there. And if somebody came through my store, they can go through this little 50 cent to $1 bin. So that's why if I had a storefront, it would have made sense for me to purchase that lot instantly and for that price. I would have no issues. I probably wouldn't even have flinched. I would just purchase that the asking price, for that lot. But like I said, you have to know your situation. I don't have a storefront. I can't just put the box out like that. I have to list every single card. I have to sort through them and list every single card. So that's why it makes a big difference. Like I always said, there's pros and cons to a storefront. There's pros and cons to selling stuff online only. So that's what I definitely learned, was that it's okay, even though it makes sense money wise and the lot is there for you. Know your situation, that it wasn't the right move at that time for me, I feel like. So, and it's okay to pass on the lot, and hopefully a better lot will come. patience to find the right lots, the right inventory for your store, whether it's my eBay store or if I was going to, open up a storefront one day. So I was sad. It was pretty cool to see some. It wasn't like super rare stuff. He did have some vintage stuff in that lot, so it was super cool. It would have been nice to get that. Obviously, I asked him, you want to get rid of the top 100,000 cards, I'll throw him a good number, but he wanted to move the entire lot. So and then it was just such a massive like I said, over 500 some thousand cards. It's really massive, guys. Go take a look, and you can Google and see what it looks like. So that's what I learned this weekend in regards to my sourcing. One more thing I just want to touch base real quick was that somebody asked me, when I break down my, my costs, return of investment, all that stuff, like, do I break it down per card, per item? Like, what was the initial cost of that or not? I don't. And I did at the beginning, but as I was scaling up and getting these lots, I came to the realization, I use an Excel sheet to kind of keep track my, sales, revenues, all that stuff. So I have a spreadsheet and everything that I do that with. But if I break it down per specific item, per card, I do not do that. What I do is, if I buy a lot, like I just said to you guys, if I buy a lot and I spend $5,000 on it, right? My initial thoughts are, okay, I initially spent $5,000 on this. That's just the cost of business, right? That's your inventory. That's all that stuff. Your cost of goods. Okay. So then what I do is I break it down I put that into my monthly. So I spend, let's just say $5,000 this month. So depending on my sales for this month, let's just say if I don't break it down per item. So let's just say if I sold $10,000 worth of revenue this month. So there you guys go. It's $5,000 above per market item. Because if you break it down per item, number one, I feel like it was taking way too long, and then you'll never move stuff. So that's the biggest thing too. All I'm looking for is the revenue. If I could bring in this amount, and this is a certain amount that I'm going to spend per month. That's how I break it down. So like I just said, if my budget for this month spent on goods is $5,000, that's all I'm going to spend. Doesn't matter if I buy one lot or I buy 10 lots, it's $5,000. My revenue stream, I need to keep that revenue at like 10,000. Let's just say, I'm just throwing those numbers. I'm not saying that's where I'm at, but I'm just throwing those numbers. So let's say the revenue sales is 10,000. So it covers the cost of the goods I spend that month. And then whatever shipping supplies cost, obviously postage, all that stuff, it covers all that stuff. And then the rest, and then I got to obviously pay myself as an employee, as my business. So that's how I do it. If you the thing is, what I came to find out in the first couple months, if you keep breaking down per card, let's say a card that you broke it down, you bought this one lot, you broke down, all the cards down. Let's just say you bought a small lot, you broke it down this one card for, let's just say it's $15. You list it at $15, or you list it at $16, $17, thinking you're gonna, you want profit out of it. Okay, so let's say you list it for $20, making numbers easier. Nobody's gonna buy that card if it's not. Let's just say it's technically currently valued at $14. You got it at $20. Nobody's gonna buy that. So that's how I came to realization. So you can give it even a discount to like $17. People aren't gonna buy it if it's only worth $14. Okay. So my thoughts are, if you keep doing it, breaking down, you're going to hold that card until one day that maybe somebody will buy it at that much, or you're going to come to the realization, I got to liquidize all this clearance sale. So that's what you got to have to kind of do. So what I end up doing is that I don't even look at that. If I just break it down, that's how much I spent. If I sold that card for $14 or $10, whatever, I moved that card, you have to understand there's going to be other cards that I probably valued, like you just said, on that lot. I may have broken down to 15, but I may have sold another card for $25. So it compensates. So I'm not worried about that. Like I said, I'm just worried about my initial investment for the month, cost of goods, $5,000, and then whatever revenue I bring in that month. So that's how I look at it. And then the $5,000, like I just said, I mean, you got to look at the value of how much you're going to pay per lot, because you're looking to spend anywhere about 60 to 70% for a bulk pricing of the lot. So that's why it's super crucial that you guys got to be able to know know your cards and the prices of them when you're purchasing lots, so you can, you know, negotiate as you're buying big. So there you guys go. Hopefully that breaks it down. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Maybe an accountant who watches this stuff and he can be like, dude, you're a freaking idiot. Don't do it that way. Or people who, you know, run their own business. Don't do that shit that way. You're going to run out of business soon. I don't know. Like I just said, I'm just learning as I go. I just feel like that's what's working currently for me. And then if it's sustainable as I hopefully scale up, I'll let you guys know. If I end up having to change it, like, shit, that was a horrible idea. Sorry. I'm just letting you guys know as I learn, and hopefully it will continuously keep improving, at least my processes and just the way I'm running the business. So there you guys go. Hopefully that kind of broke it down in my sourcings and just kind of how I'm running things, I guess you can say, and just stuff that I've learned over the weekend. So is what it is. Other than that, if you guys like this stuff, feel free, subscribe. Appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Others who watch this far, just kind of listen to me ramble on and haven't subscribed, all good. Appreciate you guys actually just watching it through this far. Stay tuned this week. I have some other coming wax. I want to open up because I had this guy, he was able to get kind of an old school hobby box for me. I want to rip it open. It's gonna be super fun. So we'll see if I get anything cool or not. But other than that, man, appreciate you guys. Till next time, guys.